there, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to try something new. What we got here is sharkhide metal protectant. So in the last video, when I had all my drive tires off and we were doing some maintenance in the back of the truck, I got my drive wheels repolished, and I remembered how much I don't enjoy the process of polishing aluminum while I was doing that. I do really like the look of polished aluminum, and typically I repolish this truck once a year, which isn't enough to keep it looking perfect, but it's enough to keep it looking good. After a year, this is what one of the rims looks like that I haven't touched yet. You can see that it's faded quite a bit and definitely got some oxidation. Still got a little bit of a sheen to it. It doesn't look, completely awful, but it doesn't look good anymore. That's one thing about polished aluminum, is it typically takes quite a bit of upkeep to keep it looking good, and I don't like the upkeep. I do like the look and I like the results, and I will continue to keep my truck polished to a certain extent. Even when I do polish, I don't polish out to a mirror finish. I get it to where it looks good and leave it there. Clean, shiny. I don't worry about getting every single little pit out. For one thing, you'd have to remove quite a bit of material to do that. But I like trying to keep things looking nice. And this product has been recommended to me before by viewers, and I've always been hesitant to try it because the thing is, kind of like a Durabrite, you can buy Durabrite wheels, they got a clear coating on them that's supposed to help keep them look nice. But if that coating fails, you then have to strip the coating off in order to repolish the wheel. So that is the downside of products like this, and this is going to be kind of a similar kind of thing. I have watched some videos on YouTube of stripping this stuff off, and it doesn't look too horrible. The fear is that by trying to prolong and make my polished aluminum look nice for longer, my fear is that I'm going to end up creating more work for myself in the long run. But that's going to be something that time's going to have to tell. I will update you on this in the future and let you know how it's held up, unless there's some kind of a catastrophic failure of the product. I would say I will update this in a year. So if you're watching this in the future, it is January 2025 here now. So December 2025, January, somewhere in there, I'll be posting an update video of this, December 2025 or January 2026, or give this about a year, and I will then update you on how this is held up. Unless it catastrophically fails before then I might post an update sooner. But if you're watching in the future and it's past then, go ahead and look for that video. And so anyway, I have shown polishing aluminum in the past, so we're going to try to get through this part of the video here fairly quick. Generally, what I like to do is I sand with either 400 or 600 grit sandpaper. This tank and this wheel are polished with 600, and then I use the Zephyr prep wheel, which I use all Zephyr products for my polishing. They just work well for me. There might be better stuff out there, but it works for me, so that's what I stick with. But this prep wheel is essentially a Scotch-Brite pad that you can put on your buffer. It seems to work quite well. It cuts pretty quick. You do want to use a variable speed with this and run at a little bit lower RPM than what you polish at. It just makes the pad last longer, and it seems to bite a little better at a lower RPM. Alright, so everything's cleaned up and ready to put this on. Basically, what we're going to do here is just soak a rag down and wipe it on. Now I am going to try to put at least 3 coats on here before we're done, but it takes, they suggest, I think, 24 hours in between coats, so I'll get everything we got polished today, get the first coat on that, and we'll put a second coat on the wheels, and when we get more done, we're kind of do the same thing and basically get this around to where everything's got 3 coats on it. That's probably too wet. There, I think that's good for that. I did end up doing a little more work on this fuel tank. Basically, I put some Pro 50 on a wool pad and went over the tank again because I just was not that happy with it. And yeah, that actually seemed to do the job pretty good. Alright, so we got 3 coats of this sharkhide on all the polished aluminum on the truck, and there's still probably enough left in here for 1 more coat. As you guys can see, this bumper is new. That's got 3 coats on it. All the wheels and the fuel tanks and all that stuff has 3 coats on it. The only thing I didn't put any on is this grill surround. I figured we'd use that kind of as a control to see how good it does or doesn't do. So I just polished that grill surround up. It does not have any sharkhide on it. There's 3 coats of sharkhide on all of the other polished aluminum, all of the wheels. I didn't do the step boxes because they're honestly too far gone, but fuel tanks, all the wheels, got 3 coats on everything. And so yeah, I'm happy with how the product goes on. I'm happy with how it looks. You know, ultimately the how long it lasts is going to be the ultimate. Ultimately, how long it lasts is going to determine whether it's a good product or not. And honestly, there's no way to determine that until some time passes. I am fairly confident that as far as, you know, the road salt and stuff, I think it's going to do very well against that. As far as, you know, the sand and road debris and rocks and all that, that I'm not so sure about. But either way, it looks nice for now. I will update you guys on this in the future. Anyway, be sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. Thank you. Have a great day.